Boom.
Boom, we're back.
Yes.
Welcome to another episode of The More You Know. If you're listening to this on the release date, which is on a Monday, thank you for starting your week off with us. And if you're listening on another day that's not a Monday, thanks for tuning in. And I hope you walk away from this episode with something very meaningful.
Yes, sir.
I'm joined today with my good friend Marcus Stewart
Yo.
from the podcast Kicking It with Keist. We've known each other for a hell of a long time.
Fuck yeah.
L- Many good memories made with him and learned so much from him. And it's been great seeing his come up on social media. Even though I've been away from Michigan for maybe 3 years now, but I'm still around and I'm still watching you, Marcus. I'm still watching all of your content creations. And can you please give us a brief intro of yourself?
Yes, sir. Well, first off, I want to say, bro, I appreciate you having me on. For real. You're the fucking man. I mean, it's awesome to see you out here fucking doing your thing, bro, as well. So, and I'm honored to be on the pod, but I mean, you guys already know, but for those of you that don't know, Marcus Stewart, everybody calls me Kisto. And I'm just out here, man, doing my thing. I started this podcast, Kicking It with Keist. If you haven't tuned in yet, it's on YouTube. And I just started that up probably a couple months back. And that's fucking going good. I'm just on there talking about all different types of aspects, different conversations with different people. So tune into that. And other than that, man, I'm just a young 25-year-old man that's out here battling every day, trying to be the best that I can, man. I'm grinding. I'm working full time, still doing glass. Been doing the glass, fucking commercial glass, for probably about 7 years now. So that's been good. That's been good to me, learning a skilled trade, having that tool under my belt. And other than that, man, it's grinding in the gym, grinding
Oh,
after hours with activities, whether it be spending time with the fam, trying out new shit, trying to better myself, you know what I mean? And then on top of that, like I said, the podcast, that's a job in itself. I mean, and you know that firsthand. So,
yeah, yeah,
but life's been good, man. I can't complain, dude. Just fucking going with the ups and downs, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. What are your hours like doing glass?
So I work Monday through Friday. I get the weekends off, which is fucking nice, unless we're
Okay.
busy, which we've been as of late. But I usually go in the morning around 7. We start at 7. I'm an early bird though. Feel me? I like to be the first one there at the shop. I get there early. I like to be there at like 6 a.m. Get shit fucking ready, get the rundown, and we usually wrap it up locally most of the time around 3:34. Sometimes we do out of town work though, and if we're doing out of town work, we might be working 10s, we might be working 12s, just because we're out of town and we don't got shit to do but work anyways. You know what I mean? So,
Damn.
but it's grind. It's a grind, man. And sometimes we slow down. We do interior work and outside work. So in the winter, it's kind of hit or miss with the weather. That plays a big
Yeah.
factor in what we do. But I mean, I've cranked out short weeks. I've cranked out 80-hour weeks. I've fucking worked in Florida and drove there and back for work and fucking
Oh
cranked out
hell no.
cranked out 100-hour weeks. You know what I mean? Like crazy. It's crazy. So like I said, it's
And you
been a
still
blessing.
and you still hit the gym after all of this too?
When I try to. That's the thing with the whole fucking discipline. I mean, I make time for it, and now I love the gym, and it's kind of just something that I do. I just get there, but it's tough, especially with the 9 to 5. You know what I mean, and doing what I
Yeah.
do, which is physical labor. I mean, sometimes I'm fucking lifting 300 pieces of glass, dude. Like no fucking joke. Bullet for like hurricane. We were fucking doing glass in Florida, man. Hurricane glass,
Oh
like
no.
oh crazy. Like if you don't lift it right, you throw your back out, bro. Throw your arm out. But like I said, I make time for it. And there's days where I don't want to go, but I'm like, shh. And there's days I don't. Sometimes I get home, I'm so tired. I'm like, all right, bet I'm about to hit the gym.
See, like
Sit on my bed for a second, and then I wake up 2 hours later, fell asleep. I'm all like, shh. Then I feel like crap.
that's that's the type of discipline where like when you get home from a hard day of work. I mean, granted, for me, I just sit in a fucking chair like for 8 hours, which is pretty brutal
Hell
for
yeah,
my back.
that would be
But
brutal.
it's the discipline aspect of like actually going through a long day of work and going to the gym. Walk me through kind of like what kind of gets you going. Like hard day at work. It's summertime in the Midwest. Can get up. It's unpredictable here. 80s, 90s. You're outside working and like you come home and it's like air. It's like an air conditioned house and you're comfy and like you're tired but you're comfy too because of the air. How do you push, like, what do you do to push yourself through that to get you to moving again and into like a hot and sweaty gym?
Well, there's a couple things. That's a good question. One of the key factors is it comes before that, honestly, with like how I eat the day before and the day of. So if I'm treating my body right, I'm putting the right nutrients in my body, and I'm fueling myself right, I'm already gonna be feeling better. So the next day, when time's winding down and it's getting closer to gym time, you know what I mean? I'm already my
Mm,
body's fueled, and I'm not running off of some bullshit junk food or whatever, and I'm feeling good. So then you add that, and the big thing for me is I have to, as soon as I leave work and I get home, it's got to be like nothing. Drop everything, get the work clothes off, get the gym shit on, get in the car, go. The second I start to fuck right, go on my phone, sit down, watch the TV, whatever, it's like boom. I either fall asleep or I got distracted. I had to do. It's like so. The big key for me is just fucking getting there, because once I get home, slam that pre workout, I'm in the car, bro. It's on. I'm ready. As soon as I pull up to the gym, I'm fucking out the car, bro. I'm in there, and it's go time. Big thing for me is just getting there. And that's what it is. I feel like for a lot of people, people they don't think that they can get to that status, but they never even give themselves a shot. It's like, bro, if you just fucking take that first step and get out there, once you're there, that's half of the work. Shit, you know what I mean? Everything else, you're already here. Now I showed up. I just got to get it in. You know.
I
So
feel that. I feel like the biggest like overlooked thing that people don't really put so much time and effort into thinking is the food aspect because you're working long hour days. You mentioned that food is a very big part of like what keeps you going throughout the day. And like people don't like to think about it, but like the food that you put in like has a drastic effect of like how you feel and how you perform through the
crazy,
day. Like
crazy.
like people can like people can say I just drink coffee and I'm fine. Yeah, you drink coffee, then that's fine. That's giving you the caffeine that you need, but like it's not. I feel like there's no soul behind that. Like
No,
when you're eating physical food, you get the nutrients and they gives you they give you personality, gives you soul. But I feel like coffee, even and I see it in myself, is like coffee just makes my
oh
eyes
fuck yeah,
like
I'm drinking
not
it right now.
heavy.
you know, no, but that is like you said. It's funny because I go through that at work, and I'll be working with these guys, and I started doing the carnivore diet. Now
Okay.
I'm on kind of more of like I mix in vegetables, a lot of vegetables with but I'm on a high protein, you know, try to basically no carbs, low sugar and whatnot. And I usually try to bring some type of protein to work for lunch, whether it's some fucking ground beef or a steak, whatever, and I'll just eat that, and that's it. It's like that was another big key for me. I used to be a bigger guy. I mean, you know me. I fucking
Yeah.
biggest point I was around 240, lost a lot of weight, but I always used to eat, just eat, 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 not just eat and then sit there and relax. So now, like I said, I'll bring my little whatever to work and I eat that, and then I'm just chilling. And these guys will all go fucking to the Little Caesars, bro, and get a fucking lunch combo. And they're all telling me, like, you want one. And I do, because that shit smells good as hell. And I want that shit. But I'm like, you know what? As soon as I eat that, bro, it's only good right now. It sounds good. But you know what it's gonna do for my body? Absolutely fucking nothing. On top of me going and wasting $5 when I got a good little steak right here that I just bought at the grocery store. You know what I
I
mean?
feel that.
So, and that little steak that I eat is gonna be just enough. It's gonna be protein. I'm burning off protein. My body is fucking, I'm not putting on anything that's bad. And I feel like everybody's body's different. I've tried many different shit. I fucking have done heavy vegetables. I've done, an assortment of everything. I've done the carnivore diet. I was I did chicken and rice. I was thinking about fucking going vegetarian. Like, dude, I done been down so
There's
many
a
different
lot.
diet
There's a
paths.
lot of
Yeah,
options out there.
especially now the fucking keto, and everybody, like, I just know somebody, Ryan Steinwasser, like we were talking about, he just lost a bunch of weight off the keto. So everybody's body's different. But for me, like I said, the carbs especially, it's like they're no good for me. They're no good. I gotta stay strict with the carbs.
Yeah,
I don't get that burnout as much when I'm heavier on the protein and the
gotcha.
grass fed beef and whatnot. I don't have that crash as much. So
I definitely see that in myself. Like I try to stay away from carbs, but like from what I've been seeing for me, it's kind of I think for me it's like getting away from gluten is what kind of really helps me from my body, or like saving me from like the crash
yeah, for
of
sure.
things. But yeah, like you said, everyone's body's different, and that's what I think a lot of people need to kind of realize before they hop on a diet. Before that, like you see on social media.
Yeah, for sure. And especially like you said, there's so fucking many of them nowadays, and it's so
Yeah.
easy for people to be like, they just want to find something so bad that works for them. And it's like half of these people, first off, like, have you been to your doctor? If you go to your doctor and ask them, I mean, they might not. I mean, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna tell you the shit that you need to hear.
It's a
Why is
hard
my
truth.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes it's about dropping bad habits and switching it up and doing shit that people just aren't willing to sacrifice. To achieve what they want to achieve. And just health in general is fucking big, and it's became big for me, especially within the last couple years of my life. And it just, people would be amazed on how much it would help them with so many different other aspects in their life. you know it's
Yeah.
fucking the foundation, man. The body's a temple, you know what I mean? You gotta fucking treat that thing
Treat it
good.
right. Treat it right.
you know so
I feel that, man. Tell like I was looking through your Facebook um the other day, and there's one thing that really caught out to me that I kind of resonate with. It's this post that you had. It goes, "It's okay to have regrets. It's okay to have regrets and dwell from time to time, but you have to do everything and anything in your power to make sure you don't stay in that space for too long.
yes.
Do your best, accept yourself for what you've done, and keep moving." Powerful statement. Easier said than done, though. And
100%.
I've definitely seen myself in these situations where it's like you're down in a hole. It's hard to kind of get your mind off of something. Like, what's a good way that you can help yourself like get down from ruts, or if something happened in your life, like it like with the economy right now, for example, like people are getting laid off. It's hard to not live in that moment of like anger and frustration.
Yes, 100%. uh if anybody says they've never been in that state, they be lying. Because like you said, we've all found ourselves there, and there's so many different ways that people can help themselves. And like I said, everybody's different, so a lot of it is preference. But one of the biggest, I'd say the biggest key for me, is training, working out. Like, I don't really like to say lifting, because I don't just lift, like, I actually train. So that just helps me fucking relieve so much of the anxiety and tension that gets built up in my body, to where my mind might be fucking going in a million different directions, and I'm thinking about a bunch of different shit, and I might have a lot of shit on my plate. But when I'm at the gym, I'm not thinking about none of that. I'm just getting it
Yep.
in, and I'm just taking all that out, whether I'm at the fucking I'm sparring, I'm working out, I'm hitting the heavy bag, whatever it is, like I'm just in that moment and all that other shit doesn't matter. I'll handle it. I'll pick it up later. So that
Yeah.
and meditating. Meditating is something that I started doing as a recent, probably been, within the last year. I started doing it and it's helped me out tremendously in many
How
different
often
ways.
are you meditating now?
I try to do it at least once a day.
Once a day.
Normally, generally, yeah, in the morning when I get up, I try not to look at my phone or really get on
Dude,
anything like that. I just try to keep it dark and light a couple candles and fucking, if I'm doing it in the house, like I said, light a couple candles or whatever and sit down and pitch it. Or I like to
damn.
go outside sometimes and fucking be a little bit more in depth with nature. And that
My
helps out a
God, you
lot
sound
too.
like someone just living out in the mountains right now.
Yeah, right. Like a fucking yogi. I
Well,
say that
yeah,
I'm like, I'm kind of a hippie, but uh, the way that it helps, like I said, that's another thing that helps relieve a lot of anxiety. It's just when you're sitting there, and it's hard. Meditating is hard. Like that shit's harder for me than going to the gym because now,
oh,
like
I
I
feel
said, the
you.
gym is just something I do. Like I just, but meditating, it's like to sit there and really like focus your mind, but to clear it. You know what I mean? Like you're supposed to let the thoughts come through and then drop them. But when,
That's
like you said,
hard.
you're dealing with a bunch of different things, like how do I just sit there? So, and there's many different ways. There's different fucking positions, and there's different ways to meditate. And there's just people that listen to nature sounds, people that listen to music, people that like it quiet. It's all about preference, but and I'm still learning a fuck ton. Like I don't know shit about meditating, so don't take any. I'm definitely not nobody trained to tell anybody, but at least from my experience of how it makes me feel, it does wonders for me. So working out, meditating, just little shit, man. People make it more complicated than it has to be. Like
Yeah,
try not to
yeah,
worry. So it's hard, and like you said, it's easier said than done. But the more you realize that first off, life is very short. And the more
very.
time that you spend on worrying about this shit, this little shit that's going on in your life, you're taking away time, valuable time, to where you could be putting it into something that's much more meaningful. So,
I like that. I like that a lot.
you know,
That's that's like one of my life things that I really follow too is just like I've kind of just accepted the fact that life is life, dude. Like
hmm
whatever comes my way is just gonna happen. There's nothing I can do to prevent that. I just have to accept it and kind of focus on the better parts because there's a lot more time in the day in the short picture, but in the big picture, there's potentially a lot more time in your lifespan. So this whole dip is just like, all right, come at me,
yeah,
throw the eggs at me of life, and I'm just gonna absorb it, take it, be mad in the moment, but just kind of move on from that and just kind of carry on.
that's
But
the whole thing. You got to just sometimes just tough it out.
it's hard though. It's
It
hard because
is.
like depending on the situation, it could have um long term like effects on you because like whatever happens to us, it stays in our head. So
Yeah, for
it
sure.
can it can bounce back into your mind like hours later, but it's all of getting that help to get it relieved.
Exactly. And finding, and there's different, like I said, there's plenty of different shit for everybody, but like I wouldn't suggest like I said, the gym is something I suggest. Like meditating is
I
something,
agree.
reading, going for a walk, maybe, whatever it is. There's plenty of things that are healthy. And then there's like, I wouldn't substitute it out with like pounding out drinks or fucking
Oh
going
no.
home and eating a gallon bucket of ice cream, like and sitting there. It's like, you got to know how to do things that are going to get you out of that state, but also benefit you. You don't want to fucking dig yourself a deeper hole by just trying to
Yeah.
fill it temporarily.
Yes.
So,
I agree. I agree.
but it's a
But
slippery slope.
yeah, everyone's everyone's different. They have their own ways of treating that. like you too. Like I'm also the type to go to the gym, but also eat a gallon of ice cream at the end of the day because
Fuck yeah.
cravings get to me.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, yeah.
And you
But
got to find that balance. It's all right to
balance is
treat
hard.
yourself. You know, I'm big on that.
Yeah. What do you mean by treat yourself? Like treat yourself as in like good
Like
food?
you got the Rock on Instagram.
I
Dwayne, oh, I know you're a huge Dwayne fan.
I love Dwayne. That's my
Yes, I
guy.
fucking love Dwayne. Dwayne is the man, bro. But he fucking dude, that guy, his cheat meals, bro. Like when he cheats on the weekend, he's just pounding it out, man. And that's like you gotta be able to if you're grinding and you're really handling your shit, you will be able to reward yourself and treat yourself, and not have to worry about like, oh, I can't have like I grinded it the fuck out, bro. I ate good all week. I worked out 5 days this week. I stayed strict. So now guess what? Sunday comes around. I'm going to my mom's for Sunday dinner and I'm about to pig
Munchie.
out, bro. Not just yeah, I'm having seconds. But then when Monday rolls back around, I'm right
Back
back to
on
the
it.
grind.
Yeah, yeah. I
Finding
definitely
that
agree.
routine.
I used for me, I used to be in that very heavy mindset of like strict dieting, eating the healthiest, restricting good food. But as I grew up, I kind of just realized that like food is a natural gift to us.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
like the flavors, the flavor profile of everything, like I'm not like it's too good to pass up because like you some in some cases you may not ever get that again.
Yeah, 100%. I used to love when you were doing those food reviews. That shit was fire. I'm the same way though, cause I'm a foodie, bro. And I mean, I've
Like,
always ate. My mom, I grew up, dude. My mom is a cooker, bro. She makes home cooked food, bro. Like, I don't know bullshit. Like, I like to eat good food. Like you said, you gotta enjoy it. And as long as you're making sure that you're handling your shit and you're not letting it, you can't let it control you. That's the only thing. When people let it get out of control, like, yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna eat this. You gotta be able to eat what you want. And I'm the type of guy though. I'm very pro freedom and like pro however you want to live. Like if someone it wants to eat like however, bro, and let their body go, whatever it may be, like who am I to tell them they can't do that? That's what you have the choice to do that, but you're gonna reap what you sow. So whatever may come with that, whether it be heart problems or back problems or diabetes or you know what I mean, that's the thing. It sounds good at the time, and then, like I said, when it comes down the road and you're 40 years old and you're in a wheelchair and you can't barely see and you have type 2 diabetes, you know what I mean, and you were eating like dog shit your whole life, or you got cardio, whatever it may be, you like I said, you reap what you sow, but definitely make sure to enjoy shit. Like, don't make it so tight to where you're walking around like a tight ass. Like, yeah, I can't enjoy anything. Like, I can't have that. Like I said, sometimes you can't, but you got to make sure that you do. You don't want to just completely cut out all the fun and enjoy everything. Like fuck, bro. I like going to the festivals and going and checking out food trucks and
Oh
fucking
my god,
trying
food
shit.
trucks are a
Like I want to
different
travel the
type of
world,
good.
bro, and try all different types of foods. Like that's something I would love to eventually do, like later on in the future and whatnot. But like I said, as long as you're handling your shit, you can treat yourself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I feel that though. Like I was in New Jersey a couple of months ago and like that was my first experience like seeing food trucks on the street and it was like midnight walking back to our hotel. Stopped to get food truck food. Taste buds were fireworks, dude.
hell
It
yeah.
was insane. Insane.
Where is so you said New Jersey?
I was in Jersey City
Okay, nice.
and
What kind of food? So what were they? All different types of food trucks, or was it?
all I think we got like Arabic food and I got like some
Ooh,
chicken and rice and he put some type of sauce on it and
yeah,
got
man.
back to the hotel and I was like, this is delicious.
That
But
fucking
yeah, there was
culture
like a
shock when you're trying that
there's a
fucking different food.
yeah.
So
Oh
good.
dude. I think that's one thing that I love is just like experiencing different culture foods. That's something that I really like to do. I like to try their different flavorings.
Hell
You
yeah,
know,
it's fun.
And I think a lot of people it kind of just bugs me sometimes when people are just like, "Oh, that's so gross," when you're talking about like different culture foods, because it's like, yeah, it's
Yeah, but some of
weird.
that shit is fucking gross.
in some
Like that's the thing, but it's
in some
all,
cases, yeah.
whatever
But
you
it's like,
like. Some people like that shit though. That I might think it's gross. You might think it's gross, but like I said, who the fuck is anybody to tell you? Like I said, it's someone else might like it. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
it's obviously
I
a food for a reason. Someone enjoys it.
Yeah. I remember I was talking to my coworker, and then oh god, they I said something about like ew to someone's food, and then they were like, they said don't ew someone's. I don't even remember, but it was just
Oh
moral
my
of the story. It
gosh,
was just like don't ew someone's yum or something, and I was like, damn, that kind of
what?
hits hard because like what I eat is probably like gross to people,
Yeah.
but like
Well,
it's
some
kind of
people,
just
yeah, yeah. That's like some people fucking, and I'm pretty open. Like I try shit. If it doesn't have like a funky smell, like even if it doesn't, like if it doesn't look the best, but if someone says, like try this, as long as the smell don't turn me off, I might try it because I'm pretty broad. I mean, I like seafood. I like different cultural food. I'll eat it. But like I said, some of that shit is fucking wicked. But
yeah.
everybody's different. I mean, there's fucking, you can't expect someone that's living on a different fucking side of the world to be eating fucking coney dogs and burgers. You know what I mean? It ain't like
Man,
that. And then there's some of that shit you go try and you're like, what the fuck? Like, why don't we have this over in America? What the hell is going on?
yeah. Like I know in Mexico they serve crickets,
What?
and I guess like crickets are pretty good. I guess it's like an appetizer
I wanted to ask
from
you
what
while
I've
we're
heard.
talking about it. See, and you're a foodie. What's your probably favorite non-American traditional dish if you were to pick?
My favorite, I like really enjoy chicken feet. So
What?
yeah,
You're
dude,
talking about like a chicken's feet.
chicken's foot, dude.
Wait,
It's
wait.
like it's like in this marinade too. So it's like in this red marinade. It's a little spicy, and it's just marinated in there, and then it's steamed. So it comes out like the skin is all like flappy on it, dude.
What? So
Um,
how's the texture?
Texture
Is it
really
like
smooth,
chewy?
really smooth, not really bumpy, but it's the way that you eat it and I eat it,
Yeah.
which really turns people off. Like this is like I usually get this at like dim sum or like at Asian restaurants with whenever I'm out eating with my
Yeah.
parents,
Yeah.
and what I do to is you basically suck the skin off.
Wow.
So you bite maybe like the toes off.
Yeah.
If I'm thinking about a chicken's foot right now, you bite the toes off and then you just use the power of suction from your mouth,
Yeah.
and you're basically just getting the skin off, which is carrying all of that marinade.
Okay. Well,
It's
like I said, that's
gross.
the
It's
thing,
gross to think about, which I definitely do agree, and like like
and that's
having
half of the
to
reason. Like
explain
some
it.
people might want it. Like it probably is good as fuck. Like you're saying, you like it. Like, and that's the thing though. Some people see the way you're eating it and they're like, "Oh no, fuck that! Like that's gross. I'm not gonna eat that." It's like, dude, you don't know. You don't know. That shit
Yeah,
might be the best thing you've ever tasted, motherfucker. You know.
it's good. It's good. I'll have to
But I mean,
introduce
it's
you
like
to it.
just like fucking crawfish, bro. People do that with that. They're all sucking it out.
That's true. People eat like crabs and they crack it open and suck
Yeah.
it all up. Yeah.
It's all just about,
In
but that's what
comparison to
they
that.
know, that's normal here. Whatever's not normal to people, they're like, they're automatically turned off. You know,
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
people not a lot of people have a broad perspective, especially when it comes to something like food. They're like, oh yeah, all I eat is mac and cheese, hot dogs, and pizza.
That toddler diet, man.
You know, you got to get off that
Gotta
shit. Got to go
gotta
experiment.
gotta explore, man. So much good
Hell
out there.
yeah. So like I said, I'd love to fucking travel one day, bro, and go just try different fucking food spots. Like that'd be awesome. Like those guys that have those shows on the travel channels, like Anthony
That's a
Bourdain or
dream,
whatever.
dude.
Yeah, come on now.
Being
Man
paid
versus
to go
food,
around the world
be
and
killing it.
eat, killing him. Literally.
I would be, yeah, it'd be bad. I'd probably be pushing like 275 if I was on one of those shows. And that's if I'm still going to the gym.
What what ventures are you kind of exploring right now? Like, do you have anything else in the pipeline? Like, I know you just started your podcast. Walk me through kind of what inspired that, because honestly, I feel like we probably have the same motivation between what kind of motivated us to to start a podcast. But what else do you got
Yeah,
in mind?
the podcast for me, like I said, it was just I've been getting in this aspect to where I'm in a stage in my life to where I'm realizing life is short, and I want to use my potential, especially while I'm young, to try to just explore and try new things and figure out what works for me and what I really want to do, what my passions are, what my interests are. So the podcast was one of those things. I had just thought about it and told a couple of friends, and they were all supportive. Everybody was like, "That'd be sweet. You should do it." And it was just a thought for a little while. And a big inspiration was, I seen Zach and Paul. Then I had no idea that they were about to start one too. And then I seen that, and I'm like, "That's a sign. Get on the horse. Like, you need to get on that shit." And that's when I got the equipment, and the equipment rolled in, and fucking slowly but surely it just started getting there. And I just knew that I wanted to do a podcast, and everybody was like, "What's it going to be about?" And I'm like, "Everything." Like, I want to have like kind of a Joe Rogan type aspect. Like, anybody can come on, talk about whatever. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, I love talking to whoever. Good conversation. That's what it's about. Just kicking it. So I really enjoy it. And right now with that, I'm just working on, keep getting on more diverse guests, keeping it interesting. I'm trying to work. Like I said, I was thinking about doing a giveaway. Trying to build up, the fan base a little bit more, and maybe even think I had a buddy that was talking to me about, you should do some merch or something like that. And I was like, yeah, that'd be sweet. Just little shit like that. Because right now, like I said, it's just fun to me. So every time anything I can explore and just endeavor with the podcast is just gonna be more fun. Like I said, more icing on the cake. And then
Yeah,
besides that, I'm just grinding right now. Uh, I started doing some boxing, and I'm thinking about starting. Me and my buddy are gonna start doing some jujitsu at the beginning of next year. So that's the next thing that I'm working on. Just been fucking thinking about doing more MMA.
might be the
That's
smaller version of Joe Rogan right now. It just sounds just like it, man.
that should that shit was really fun. That was another thing I just literally was like, you know, I like fighting. I like MMA, and I had a buddy that did boxing, and he was like, I just hit him up and was like, dude, I want to start doing MMA. I know you box. Can you give me some work? And he just was like, meet me at the gym this day. Let's see what you got. And I pulled up to the gym and was getting cracked on. And but fucking started coming along fast, and it was one of the things that helped me develop some discipline. Like, I was going to work, having to get off work and then go fucking straight from work to the boxing gym, bro, and just train. And I was only a lifter. Like, I did a little bit of cardio. I used to just lift weights basically. And then I started, like I said, I started to actually train, like spar, do circuits, do fucking 2-3 miles on the bike, then go do 2-3 miles on the treadmill, then go fucking hit the stairs, do fucking 1,000 steps on the stairs. Like, and that shit was whipping me into shape fast. Like, I credit a lot of me starting to get into better shape to that when I started training. And I kind of fucked my knee up at work, and it was kind of slowing shit up. And they were trying to get me to fight, and I just didn't feel like I was ready. Like, I didn't want to start. And then I just been so busy wrapped up in other shit. So I just been doing my training on my own. But like I said, I'm thinking about getting into jujitsu next. That shit would be sweet. Just trying new things, man. Trying to whatever life presents to me. Like I said, I didn't think fucking 2022 that I would be doing a podcast. So I'm just whatever fucking going with the flow. Whatever feels good. And like I said, the big thing for me right now is just finding out what my passions are and what my interests are and pursuing that, as to where I've just always pursued money my whole life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Looking at more
Yeah.
broad perspective of everything now. So
I mean, like, from the sounds of like what you kind of just told me is like I give you props for acting on your initial thoughts and your initial interests, because I feel like for me it's hard to kind of just like if I say, "Oh, I want to do this type of training." I sit on it for a little bit and then it eventually gets lost. It sounds like for you though that you're able to think in your mind, I like I like jujitsu. I want to do jujitsu. Next day, I'm in a training class. Next day, I'm talking to a connection of mine and asking them to train me. So I give you props on that because I feel like that is a very hard thing for a lot of people to do, is to act on their interests and act on their wants.
100%, 100%. It's very hard to do, and it's a lot of people are scared, and
It
they
is
don't
scary.
realize the opportunity that comes with being nervous and having fear, because there's something there. There's an opportunity for you to overcome that. And when you overcome that shit and you realize, like, I'm, like I said, I'm only 25, but the confidence I have now as opposed to the confidence I had when I was 21 is 10 times more. Like I know that I can overcome things because I slowly but steadily put myself under that little bit of pressure, whether it be with the discipline of going to the gym or the discipline of eating right. Like, I know there's certain shit that I have to do and I have to get done, and it makes everything else a little bit easier. You know what I mean? Dealing with the turmoil and the controversy that comes with this fucking crazy life that we're all, gifted with.
Mhm.
Trying to figure it all out is complicated, but there's a lot of things that you can do to ease that complication a little bit.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. Like you like in life you just have to be comfortable being uncomfortable, and that's hard for a lot of people. And I know for me myself, like I've been telling myself, okay, every single week I have to put myself into a very uncomfortable situation. And I see, I like for me, I'm my own worst critic, but I can see it paying dividends later
Yes.
on because at work I'm mostly kind of quiet, and I kind of recently just started to like open up and like talk to other people. And even in some instances, like I replay the situation and I'm like, I was too awkward. I kind of just like I was imagining I was imagining myself from like a third person view,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm awkward. I was just sitting there. I stumbled over my words, but putting myself in in these uncomfortable situations day after day after day of being at work, it's kind of becoming slowly but surely easier. And that's what is a very hard thing. I feel like a lot of people don't want to do.
Well, there's that dark room, you know, that dark room, and there's that demon in there that you gotta fucking just go in there and go to war with, and that's tough. And people don't understand, though, that once you do it once, it becomes so much easier to do it again and again and again. And you know that you can overcome that. You already did it once. So, but getting over that first step is what's difficult for a lot of people. And like I said, everybody runs from challenge, they run from difficulty, they run from fear. Like, yeah, when shit pops up in my life, that's fucked up and that's a problem for me. Like, you don't think I'm like, yeah, like, it sucks. But what am I gonna do? Sit there and fucking cry about it? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I tell people now. Like, it's people have a misconception of like masculinity and toughness, and like nowadays it's frowned upon, but it's so important to just be able to be tough when you need to be. Doesn't mean to be insensitive and be a fucking jerk off, but to be able to handle controversy in your life, because there ain't no way you're gonna get through this life without it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So being able to just say like, yeah, this shit sucks right now, but I know that over this hill, there's something better waiting for me.
Yeah, yeah. You just gotta have a good balance of it. Know when to flex that muscle when it's needed. Not necessarily to shun it all away entirely, but just know that like have that balance between that and just be able to in situations like these when things get tough, be able to flex it and help you overcome it.
100%. Yeah, it's a fucking life is a journey, man. It's a roller coaster. And I
Life is
never,
a
like I said, everything, like me right now, I'm learning so much shit every day. And I feel like there's just so much shit that life has to offer. People settle. They just don't want to push themselves to, like David Goggins says really fucking good about that guy's an animal, bro.
He's a maniac.
He says like I think it's he says humans are only operating most humans only operate at about 40% of their capability. You know what I mean? Like they don't do they don't push themselves over that mark to really see what they're fucking capable of achieving. Like people could achieve so much. Like all the people that are big out there, whether it's inventors or artists and fucking people that are really making significant doing significant things in the world. You know, we all start from the same spot. Some people have better positions. You know, they're better off when they're born. I mean, in different circumstances, that's just what happens. But we're all human, and it's like
Hmm.
you can fucking make this life whatever you want. And for some people, it's more challenging, but I feel like that makes it even sweeter. You know, like I'd way much rather be the guy that, like me, I fucked up a lot of shit in my life. I fucked up a lot of shit, and I've done my dirt, and I feel like I've paid for it, and I feel like now I know though, if I wouldn't have went through the shit that I went through in my life, there's no way that I would be on the path that I am now. Like
Makes
so,
it so much sweeter
oh man,
in the
and I'm
end, man.
telling, and it's like the earlier you realize that, like we're young, like you said, so there's plenty of time to fucking shine. You know, this is only the beginning.
Yeah,
So
bright times ahead, man.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you, as long as the world stays afloat and it doesn't get nuked up, you know.
Let's hope. Let's hope. But yeah, yeah, we're nearing that time uh where we should wrap up. I guess one lighthearted question that I want to ask you is very simple question. Where do you think MSU sports are going
Oh my
this season for
gosh.
basketball and or football next year?
Well, basketball we're always dangerous. So that's as long as Izzo's the coach. I mean, we're always going to be competitive. We're always going to be competing. You know, in March, and I feel confident with him. Right now, we're kind of going through it's this hard thing. We're battling obviously Michigan for recruits and other schools, and especially with Michigan getting Jawan Howard as a coach over there. You know, it kind of we're battling it out, trying to get talent, and but I'm always confident in MSU basketball. I mean, regardless of fucking how we're playing in college basketball, so like it's only one it's one game every time, you know.
That's true.
So, but college football, I mean, I love Mel Tucker, and I'm just a diehard Spartan fan, so it's like I'm always gonna fucking be looking at the positive aspects, but just being real, I mean, Michigan's significantly better than us right now. So is Ohio State, but I feel like we're making the moves for us to climb up to be competitive in that to make it a big three to where it's not just those two because we were there before and
Yeah.
everybody's got their ups and downs like not just too long ago we were competing for a fucking for a championship, you know, even though
Mhm.
we you know we got our ass whooped, but whatever. But I'm confident in Mel Tucker. I think they just need to get a couple other things worked out in the office, and I think Mel Tucker's going to get recruits in there. I think he's going to get kids that want to come play there, and I think once they start to like, they got people got to realize like what he did his first couple years, like with getting Kenneth Walker to come over there and play for him, he's finding people like out of the gutter, and we got lucky and we had a good ass year. And even this year, like playing with what we play with, we don't have the talent that Ohio State has or Michigan has. You know,
Yeah.
he's working with what he's got. But Jim Harbaugh had to do the same thing when he went to Michigan. He took
Yeah.
over a fucking program that was broken, and he had to wait. It takes time, but I
Seven
definitely,
years.
I,
7 years to get to this point.
you know
So
what
I
I'm
was like,
saying? And with
everyone's just
multiple people,
thinking.
like, yeah, he's gonna, like, we had to go through. We went through our fucking D'Antonio era, and now we're moving on, and we got to give it some time, just like with the Lions. And you don't know. And I'm not saying it's gonna work out for sure. I mean, I can't predict the future, but am I confident in Mel Tucker and what I think he can do with the school? For sure. And I mean, like I said, I'm rooting all day, anyways. But
I feel
it
it,
is
man.
sweet though. Even though I can say, and if Dylan Walker hears this, he's gonna love it. But even though I'm a diehard Michigan State fan,
Uh oh.
it is nice to see Michigan competing for the championship because that's just how it goes, man. We're Michiganders. You got to fucking support that, bro.
I don't even know about that.
Come
There's
on, man.
every single ounce of my body just loves seeing them lose.
Yeah, me too. I would rather see them lose, but that's the thing. You got to recognize when you got to recognize, and them motherfuckers are scary, bro. The way they beat the shit out of Ohio State, man. If they can fucking get past Georgia, because that's who I think. Yeah, I mean that's who I think they got to be worried about. I think that they're
I
gonna
think.
overcome that. You know.
I mean, in the playoffs, they're facing TCU, and I was like, come on,
Yeah, I
man. Like
know. Well, who
that's
knows? It is college football.
yeah.
You never fucking know.
It would have been great to see them face Ohio State as the 2 seed versus the 3 seed, but
Yeah, but I don't even know.
yeah,
Like, I feel like they just have CJ Stroud's number. Like, I don't think he can beat them. I think their fucking team is just really good. They got a lot of good players. Blake Corum being out though really hurt them significantly. That's going to be a big piece that they're missing in the fucking. I don't know. Yeah, I think he was out for the rest of the season, right? Michigan
yeah,
star running back. Yeah, so
and
it's
like
gonna be
even
tough. But like Dylan McCaffrey over there, like they just got so many. Like that kid's a fucking animal. And Jim Harbaugh can coach, man. Say what you want. I mean, 7 years or not, he did it. He fucking won.
goofy looking guy,
Yeah, I know. I fucking hate him, but
no swagger.
yeah, no. But the dude fucking knows football, so and he gets kids
That's true.
fired up to fucking come play over there, bro. Them kids are
He,
fired the fuck up.
he's probably just like, yo, I can get you some dope
Yeah,
Baltimore Ravens tickets if you ever
for
want
real.
to go. My
Yeah.
brother can just make one call.
Well, he's getting kids to the NFL. Shit. That's what
Uh,
that's all they want. They want to go make that bread, you know. That's all
I
they
feel
care
it, man.
about. But MSU all day. Give it a couple more years, bro. Mel Tucker's going to be riding good, bro. We just gave him that money. He's setting up in East Lansing. He's ready for it. So in
Let's hope.
basketball, like I said, always watch out, bro. Izzo's just dangerous, no matter
It's
what.
been a little concerning watching the past couple games, but
Yeah,
I
but it,
think
it
we'll pull out.
happens. You have to go through those ups and downs. Like, dude, Michigan State is competing all the time. Like
That's true.
Izzo's about to go to the Hall of Fame. He's one of the best coaches. He's fucking did this shit for so long. It's hard. Like I said, and especially like I said, when Juwan Howard went to Michigan, it was that's a hard fucking recruiting battle that's going on. Especially Michigan got better in basketball. Like for a minute, we took that shit over. Like basketball was just our thing. They just now started to get better. They're getting some more talent. They had got rid of Beeline. He was declining. Then they got Howard. Like I said, they're competing with us too. So it's tough. But at least I'm always confident in MSU basketball.
I
Especially
agree.
with football, you just never fucking know.
Yeah,
It's just
I
scary.
agree, man.
But we'll
But
see.
yeah,
Give it some time. Go
yeah.
MSU, go green, go white.
Go green, go white, baby.
Hell yeah.
But Marcus, I appreciate you coming on to the pod, man. It was great catching up. It was great hearing all like just seeing you on social media is very inspiring, and I'm really glad that I got to get you on the pod so I can get a better perspective and a more deep dive look into like your mindset, man, because it's truly inspiring. Like I wouldn't have been starting this podcast back up wanting to like hit the record button if it wasn't seeing like your progress out there. So keep on what you're doing, man. I appreciate it all. And yeah, can't wait to see where this takes you, man.
And just for you to say that, bro, that it inspired you, that's the type of shit that I look forward to, because it's hard for people like you said to get out here and to chase something and to really follow their interest and their loves. And when you see someone else out here doing it, especially someone that you know, like you said, we've known each other, and we didn't when we were fucking younger, growing up. I mean, people don't know. Me and you have known each other since we were riding on pegs together. You know,
For real
we
though.
never thought that. Like at least I didn't think that. Now we're fucking doing a podcast together. That's
It's
awesome.
crazy.
And it's
It's
like you
crazy.
have to take that chance. And for me to have, help to give you some inspiration to get back on the horse, man, that means a lot. And like I said, it's fucking awesome that we're both doing our thing. I love this shit, and I'm looking forward to you getting back out here, man, and getting good content on your shit. And I appreciate you having me on, man. I'm honored. It was dope. So
Of course, man.
let's do this shit again sometime. I'll definitely have to have you on Kicking It with Keys, bro. You know
For
it'll be
real,
lit.
man.
So
Where
you're
where
more
can
than welcome
my
to come to the
listeners find you?
studio. Oh, so I mean, I have my Instagram, which is Kicking It with Keys. So you can look up my Instagram, and then all my links are on there. But my YouTube channel is Kicking It with Keys too. So if you want to just go directly to YouTube, you can look up Kicking It with Keys, and my YouTube channel pop right up, and you can go look at the videos. So if you like what I got a bunch of different shit on there. Anybody wants to tune in, bro, and watch, I mean, go for it. So
And I'm hoping by the time that this episode comes out that you'll be on all of the major podcasting things. I will
yeah,
help you out with that if you need that. But everything that Marcus just mentioned will be linked in the description of this podcast. Once
you the
again,
man.
Marcus,
You the
thanks,
man.
man.
You the
Thank you for
man.
coming on, man.
All day, bro. All day. This is dope, bro. You guys
All
tune
right.
in. Tune in to my guy, Brian. He's the man.
Appreciate it.
Yes,
Appreciate it,
sir.
brother.
Let's do it again,
Thank you.
G. All day.